want to thank you for joining me today. And today I want to, for one, I want you can, as you can see, the name of the channel has already changed. Hasn't been that long, and we're already at a name change already. And this name change actually came to me in meditation. And that's why I decided to go with the Book of Love. And the Book of Love will represent that love that is within us all. And in order for you to get that love, you have to open that book and you have to read that book. That book is within you, is in your heart. That's the only way you're going to get that book. The only way. You can't get it on Amazon. You can't get, you're not going to find it on Google. Can't find it on Audible. It's only within you. And for a long time, I avoided that book. Not because I didn't want to read it, because that actually is out of every book I've read, that is definitely the one book I definitely want, is love. So I didn't know that book was there. I didn't know it existed. No one ever told me that book was there. Now, how did I come upon this book? Well, unfortunately, I was placed in circumstances intentionally to try and break me, right? These situations did not break me. What they did, they put me in a dark place. Now, I was raised in a dark place. So by putting me there, all you did was help me grow. And by putting me in this dark place constantly, over and over and over and over, I stumbled across that book. It was a hidden book. It was deep within me. Because being put in these dark places it made me think to myself, and it has to be more than this. It has to be more than this. I know I did not come here just to work, be abused and this and that and yada yada and blah blah blah. I know I did not come here for that. Asking these type questions is what led me to the book. So as I started meditating and getting on my quote unquote journey, because that's what pretty much put me on the journey, was being put in the dark all the time, over and over and over. And then when I got on my path, is what they call it. For me personally, I like to call it a tightrope, because that's truly what it is. For me, a path is, you can see, like when you're going on a walk in the woods, a path, it's in the ground. You can see the dirt. It's clear path, right? For me, that's a path. When I got on my spiritual journey, for me, it felt like a tightrope, because it's something you have to put a lot of focus into, and you can't be distracted. And I took that very seriously. So when I'm on my tightrope, I'm focused. I know my goal. I'm trying to get to the other side of this tightrope. But when I got on this journey, and as I'm going across this tightrope, I started bouncing up and down. When I wasn't even far on this tightrope. I wasn't even that far. I wasn't even halfway across yet. But it just started bouncing very heavily. And I look back, and those people, same people that I loved, gave these different titles to: friend, best friend, cousin, aunt, uncle, mother, father. It doesn't matter the title. These people were back there shaking the rope. So for me, that's puzzling, because I'm like, well, don't you love me? I love you. Why would you shake the rope when I'm trying to better myself? I'm trying to get across here. Why would you It makes no sense, right? No, it didn't. But once again, I was on the path. So as I said, you know what? I'm gonna keep going. So as I kept going, I noticed my focus became a lot more clearer. Why? Because I'm on this path and I'm on this rope, and now I'm in it. I'm really dedicated now. And as I keep going, all of a sudden, I smell gasoline. I look back. Now they collected even more people. Those new people brought gasoline. Now they're back there trying to burn the rope. So I'm like, wow, this is crazy. That these people that supposedly love me and care for me are literally trying to get me off of this rope. They either want the rope to fall or me to come back. For me personally, I'm going to take the fall. So I'm going to keep going. So I kept going. And I will continue to keep going. Then all of a sudden, I can feel the rope dipping down a little bit. I look back. Now it's even more people. And somebody has now bought a knife. And now they're back there cutting the rope. This has been my experience on this path, on this rope. Now I'm still on this rope. The difference is, like, I can see the other side, the ground. I'm like right there, almost about to put my foot on the ground. And I like that because as I progressed over this rope, because it took me a while to get to where I'm at on the rope. And not realizing that when we come here, you come here with your own little personal frequency, your own vibration, right? And that is felt. That is felt. I did not know that. I did not know that when you are around certain people, like you feel that energy around them, and I didn't realize that I had that basically radiating off of me. So when people are around me, they you would feel it, and I didn't know that. No one ever told me these type things on purpose, of course, because they don't want you to know who you are and what you're capable of. So as I got on my journey, then I'm going to different functions and different events in like spiritual communities, and people are like sitting next to me, and then people are constantly like, man, your energy is so calming and this and that, and I'm hearing all these different things, and I'm like, I didn't know that. And then now it's your energy field expands even more as you read your book, because now you're more aware of different things. And you're more tapped into truth. So when you're around others, people can feel that. Because for a long time, my focus was on the outside. And that was because of my environment that I was raised in. At that time, it was more important for me to feel the room than feel myself. Because if I didn't feel the room, that could end very badly for me. So I had to learn how to feel the room. So I can sense energy, and because that's where it started. So when I started meditating and focusing on the inside, then I could feel the energy on the inside. Then that led to me feeling the energy on the outside. But all these things would have never happened if I would have never read my book. When we come here, we all have a purpose. Each individual, you could come here just for vacation. You could come here to experience love. You could come here to save someone's life. You could come here to evolve. You could come here. Everybody could have you could have a huge purpose. You could have a small purpose. But you're going to have a purpose. Everybody's purpose is going to be different. So you know what your purpose is when you come. But then when you get involved into the world programs you what they want you to believe and think and how they want you to move in the world. But your purpose wasn't putting you by the world. It was putting you by the divine. So it's a divine purpose. Now, that purpose, the good thing is there's a backup, and it's located in your heart. So if you truly want to find your purpose, go read your book, and it's located in your heart. And as you're going deeper and deeper, trying to get to this book, because it's unfortunately it's buried down there, and unfortunately, you were the one that buried it. It's only buried as deep as you buried it. So if you avoided pain, which most of us do, because that's what we're programmed to do, you're covering it up. If you put somebody else's needs above yours, you're covering it up. If you're not being authentic to who you truly are, you're covering it up. Now this list can go on and on and on. So there's lots of ways we can cover that book up. But the only thing you need to know is go within and retrieve that book. And once you start reading that book and start moving in that energy, things change. Now, don't read the book and still remain the same. Because it's very easy to want to please others, but I had to learn the hard way that that's not where it's at. That's not where it's at. And it wasn't from a place of being insecure. It's a place, just like I said, of programming, just not knowing better. Being raised in an environment where that was the safer thing to do. So that just comes right back to that famous saying, "Forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do." Because when we're programmed, we don't know what we're doing. We truly don't. Because it's the program that's just automatically running, doing its job. What you're trying to do is go from a calculator to awareness. A calculator, if I type in 1 + 1 every single time, it's going to give me 2 because it's programmed to do so. 2 × 5, I type it in, I'm going to get 10 every single time because that's what it's programmed to do. I will never type in the calculator 1 + 3 and get 7. It's not going to happen. It's going to give me 4 because that's what it's programmed to do. Let me give you another example. When I started meditating, I just started off with a few minutes, 20, I believe it was. And now I can, the max I've done 5 hours in straight meditation. So after meditating, because I meditate every single day. So it got to a point where I heard I don't remember where I heard it from, but it was a guy, he said, rewind your day. So I was like, okay, well, let me try this in meditation. So before I would go to bed every night, I would rewind my day. So what I had for dinner, blah, 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 what happened at work, what I did this lunch, blah, morning, boom. Now open my eyes, boom. Got all the way back to opening my eyes, right? So after doing this, I got very, very good at it. Then it got to the point where I could basically rewind my day, but I could be in my day and watch it as it's rewinding. And I could actually, and what happened is I would listen to the conversations that I had that day. So one particular time I rewound the day, and I was talking with a coworker, and she said something that triggered me. And when it triggered me, my response was something that I no longer believed. And I didn't move in that way anymore, right? So, and it probably was fairly, maybe within a couple months, maybe 1, 2, 3 months before I changed that actual thought. And it triggered me. And my response was the automatic response that I gave before. And I was like, I don't even remember saying that because I don't even think like that no more. Why? This makes no sense. So I'm sitting here thinking like, what's going on? But that's what happens when you're triggered. You leave the building. Why? Because that's your subconscious taking over, because this trigger is associated with pain. The last time something happened like this, you didn't like it and you said it was bad. It caused you pain. Now your subconscious loves you so much it says, I do not want you to suffer and I don't want you to be in pain. So I'm going to prevent you from experiencing that. So when you get triggered, it takes you away so you don't have to worry about it and experience it, and the subconscious takes over. And that's what happens. So when Jesus says, forgive them, Father, they know not what they do, that is when you're programmed, you don't know what you're doing. So when all this is going on, the crowd was angry. They were mad. You're feeling the anger. You don't know. That's not the people. It's that anger, which is also AKA a spirit that has taken over them as well. So all these different things combined, you're out of the picture. You don't even know what's going on. Why? Because you're not fully aware. You're not fully conscious. And then until you are fully aware and fully conscious, you will always pop in and out of your experience, because what is leaving is not you anyway. But since you think that's you, your subconscious wants to protect that part of you that you think you are. So it removes it from the situation to protect it. And then it pops in and just gives whatever automatic response. That's how it happens. But when you're conscious and aware, you're able to respond intelligently and not let the program respond for you. Go within yourself and read your book. Reading my book was the best thing I could have ever done. I'm at a better place than I've ever been in my life. But if you look at it, compare it to previous times, you would think I have less. I do, if you're looking at it from what I have as far as things in the world, in the 3D, yes, I have less things. I had a 3-bedroom house, had a nice little gym that I had in my basement. Everything I could have needed. I left all of that. Had a walk-in closet, like I could have literally wore a different outfit every single day without repeating. I kid you not. I had over over 400 and some odd shirts. I didn't have 365 pair of pants and shorts, but shirts, oh yeah. Long sleeves, short sleeves, shoes, like 150 pair of shoes. I had all kinds of things, watches, all these different things. as I got on my path, I actually started donating that stuff. As I started moving, I was donating things to the Goodwill. I just took it to the Goodwill, a homeless shelter. Suits, clothes, all these, everything. I just started giving that stuff away. Because what I discovered inside of me was more valuable than any of these little things that I can collect on the outside. I had to be stripped of all of those little things to show me that that was not me. And those things are not important. And now that they've been stripped away, I'm not saying that I don't value money or I would like to have nice things, or because I will have a nice house and this and all these nice things, but those things don't make me. And I know they're things. And the energy that I tie to those things will be completely different. I had to learn the art of detachment. All these different things was learned in a very short period of time, in my opinion, because I've only been on the journey since 2019. But I've had so many things thrown at me in that time that I had to grow through them. And out of all the wisdom, knowledge, and all these different things, I will say without a shadow of the doubt, going within is best. Because when I first started, I was just reading books, more books, gaining knowledge, which is good. When I went inside and started focusing on the inside, that's when it changed. That's when things truly changed for me. Because I'm focusing on all these things. These books and all these other things are located on the outside. They're good. They're cool. I'm not saying anything about, like, I love knowledge. I love knowledge. What I'm saying is the most valuable knowledge, though, will be the book of love. And that can only be found inside of you. So read that book. So another thing that came to me in meditation was, one, this new name. And two, as I guess I'll start putting out more information on what I've been through, because I'm just putting out messages, and I was told in meditation it's going to be beneficial for others to know what I've been through, because people are going through the same thing and not knowing how to get through it, or if they're going to get through it, or what to do, how to do it, how should they look at it. And when you're hearing, oh, dang, he made it through that, I can make it through that. And that's what this channel is all about. I care less about clout and followers and all that other stuff. I care less about any of that, because, like I said before, making this channel, it was something that I was told to do through my intuition, through meditation. So once I got on my journey, I said, I'm going to listen. When I get instructions, I got instructions. I am going to listen. So, because ultimately I do want to, I've always wanted to help others. That's literally what this channel is about, is assisting others. And I know just from experience and lots of supervisory experience, and I'm very good at basically relaying complex things and just putting it in a way that you can understand very easily. And that's what this channel is going to be. So I'm going to say the same thing over and over. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to say it in so many different ways, but it's going to be leading you right back to the same source. But I'm going to say it in so many different ways, because people have, that's why the Bible is in parables, because it's when you're going to always remember things easier that way. You're going to remember things easier in story form, parable form, than me telling you about the medulla oblongata and your prefrontal cortex and all this other stuff. It's always going to be easier for somebody to remember things that way, instead of sitting there telling you the planets, Mercury, Venus, Mars, all these other things. Instead of saying it that way, you get stumbled up and you don't know the correct sequence. But if you remember, my very educated mother just served us 9 pizzas, guess what? That's a whole nother way of you remembering the planets and what order they go in. So see, it's always little things it's the same exact thing, but it's just a way of helping you understand that a little bit easier. And that's what I want to do. I want to put out messages to help people understand complicated topics and just make it more easier, more digestible, because a lot of things, you can hear a lot of regurgitated information on the internet. Doesn't take much for, you can make a page very quickly, and people with no experience is online handing out basically information, and people are just eating it up. So just be even everything that I put out on this channel. For me personally, anything that I say, you're not going to be able to access without you actually doing the work. That's the beautiful part about it is this. In order for you to truly evolve to a high level, you have to do the work. There is no way around it. No way around it. So all these people that are extracting abilities and absorbing people's energy and doing all these other nefarious things, like it can only go so far. It can only go so far. Because you didn't earn that. So everything that I have, all the energy that is within my vessel, I earned. So when you see people, and that's why the jealousy and the envy is real, because if you get around someone who has favor on their life, and that person, you see this person getting this, getting that, and another person gets jealous, like, you have to understand that wasn't, he didn't go to a bubblegum machine and put in a quarter and, oh, look at this. No, it was, you had to do the work. You had to do the work. It was not given. It was not take. Favor is not, no, you earn that. You earn it. So when you leave this life and you come back next time, that energy is within you. Like right now, all these different things that I have learned, if everything was stripped from me, I wouldn't be worried, because now I have all the tools within me now. I know that. Whereas before, I would be in a totally different mindset. The things that I've earned can't be taken, because they're not something they're all within me. These are all different things that I have gained, so they can't be taken. I earned those things. So I'll just end it with this message. And like I said, everyone should want to read their book. Because cracking open my book of love was the best thing I could have ever done. Because now I know what real love is. And I am now able to give that real love and receive that real love, because I am love and I radiate love. So I'll end it with that. And if you got anything from this message, as always, I ask that you smash the like button. And if you have it, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next message.